The story begins with a girl named Cady, who is in a car with her parents, traveling somewhere. Due to bad weather, Cady's father can't see anything ahead, and a truck suddenly slams into their car. In this accident, Cady's parents die, but Cady survives. The scene then shifts, and we see a woman named Gemma. Gemma works at a company that manufactures robotic toys for children, and she is currently working secretly on a new robot with two of her colleagues. Even their boss is unaware of this project. The robot Gemma is secretly building is named M3GAN. M3GAN is a super-intelligent robot that will not only play with children, but also protect them from all dangers. One day, while the three of them were working, their boss, David, suddenly walks in. When he finds out that the three of them are working on a secret project without his permission, he scolds them extensively for the project. David informs Gemma that the robotic toy they previously launched in the toy market was immediately rivaled by an identical toy introduced by another company. To calm her boss's anger, Gemma tells him that if they succeed with the M3GAN project, no other company will be able to create a similar robot, and M3GAN will become the favorite of every child in the toy market. Gemma then asks M3GAN to say hi to the boss to show him a demo. However, M3GA's system experiences a glitch while attempting to speak, causing her to violently explode. Seeing this, David gets even angrier and tells Gemma to shut down the M3GAN project and focus on her office work. A little while later, as Gemma was preparing to go home from the office, she receives a call. From the call, she learns that her sister was in a car accident where her sister and her husband died. Only her niece, Cady, survived and is also seriously injured. After several weeks in the hospital, Cady's condition improves significantly. Since Cady has no one left in the world, Gemma brings her to her own house. Cady has recently lost her parents and has now come to a new house. Naturally, she cannot be happy in this new place. On the other hand, Gemma has never taken care of a child before, so she has no idea how to handle children. But somehow, she tries to keep Cady happy. However, Gemma could not focus on her own work while worrying about keeping Cady happy. The next morning, Gemma calls a child therapist to see Cady. After speaking with Cady, the therapist tells Gemma that Cady is not comfortable in this environment and it may take some time for her to adjust. At night, when Gemma was working, Cady comes and sits by her side. In the course of their conversation, Cady asks Gemma about her work. Gemma tells her that she works at a company that makes robotic toys. Hearing this, Cady is surprised because she loves toys. Gemma then shows Cady a large robot that Gemma had built during her college days. Cady really likes this robot and tells Gemma that if she had a robot like that, she could spend her whole life with it. Hearing praise for her work, Gemma is very happy and gets more inspiration to work on her project. M3GAN. Gemma also realizes that if she creates a robot like M3GAN and gives it to Cady, she will have a lot of free time and can focus well on her own work because the robot can take care of Cady at home. Following this, she begins working on the M3GAN robot with her colleagues. But she did not know that she was about to make the biggest mistake of her life. After several weeks of hard work, they finally succeed in creating the M3GAN robot. And now comes the day of M3GAN's test. If M3GAN succeeds in making a child happy today, M3GAN will pass. Gemma did not have any other child for the test, so Gemma brings Cady for the test with M3GAN. Here, Cady touches M3GAN's palm with her 2 fingers and says her name to become M3GAN's primary user, which activates M3GAN. Primary user means M3GAN cannot disobey her primary user, Cady, and must help Cady in all her tasks. Immediately upon activation, M3GAN scans Cady's face and assesses how she is feeling at the moment. Accordingly, M3GAN starts talking to Cady. All of this was being watched by Gemma's boss from outside. Art supplies were also kept in the room. M3GAN starts drawing something on paper for Cady, and a few minutes later, she asks Cady to look at the drawing on the paper. But when Cady looks at the paper, it is completely blank. Seeing this, Cady and Gemma's boss, who is standing outside, are disappointed. Andy starts thinking that Gemma has failed again to build M3GAN. Just then, M3GAN spills water on the paper. Seeing this act of M3GAN, Cady gets scared. But when Cady looks closely at the paper, she is stunned. Due to the water falling on the paper, the picture drawn by M3GAN starts becoming visible. M3GAN had drawn an exact picture of Cady. Seeing this, Cady is very happy, and Gemma's boss, David, is also overjoyed. He praises Gemma's M3GAN robot a lot, and says that they will launch this robot in the market and earn a lot of money from it. He tells Gemma that M3GAN must be fully prepared quickly so that their chairman also agrees to launch it. After this, Gemma brings M3GAN home. As soon as M3GAN steps into the house, she starts scanning every object so that she can understand everything well. Now M3GAN had only one job, to take care of Cady. M3GAN helps Cady with every little thing. M3GAN helps Cady with her homework. She stops her bad habits. She also tells her stories at night. Cady now spends all her time with M3GAN and was very happy with M3GAN's arrival. Gemma also starts getting quite a bit of free time. One day, Cady was playing with her bow and arrow, and her arrow suddenly lands in the neighbor's yard. Cady then asks M3GAN to find her lost arrow. There was a small gap in the compound between Gemma's house and her neighbor's house. When M3GAN scans, she sees that the arrow is lying in the neighbor's yard. As M3GAN goes through the gap to pick up the arrow, the neighbor's dog catches her, and the dog starts pulling M3GAN. Seeing this, Cady rushes to help M3GAN. But just then, the dog bites Cady too, causing Cady to scream loudly, and Gemma hears this scream. Gemma runs to the scene. By then, the dog has let go of M3GAN and Cady. Gemma gets angry at her neighbor because of the dog. But instead of apologizing, the neighbor, in turn, tells Gemma to instruct her child and the robot not to come into their yard. We then see that M3GAN's hair is messy, and she is looking at the neighbor with a very strange gaze. And as soon as it's night, we see M3GAN is awake, and her facial expression suggests that she did not like the neighbor's behavior, and now she is determined to take revenge. And that's exactly what happens. When everyone is asleep, M3GAN quietly sneaks out of the house and calls the neighbor S-Dog in the voice of its owner. As soon as the dog comes near, she kills it and hides it in a vase. The next morning, the neighbor calls and searches for his dog, but cannot find it anywhere. Gemma also sees him through the window, but she ignores him and goes to Cady's room to check on her. Cady was feeling slightly better now. Investors were scheduled to come to Gemma's company today to see M3GAN's performance. And since Cady is M3GAN's prime user, her presence was most important. So Gemma takes Cady with her for the presentation. During the presentation, Cady is confined in a room with M3GAN, and the board members were watching them both. Cady was sitting glumly in the room because she was remembering her parents. Seeing Cady sad, M3GAN comes and sits next to her and starts talking to Cady very affectionately. In the course of the conversation, she cheers Cady up and tells her that she will always be with her. The board members start applauding M3GA's intelligence, and the board chairman is quite impressed with M3GAN. He gives Gemma's boss permission to quickly launch this robot, M3GAN, in the market. When he learns that Gemma created this robot, he is quite impressed with Gemma's work as well. So, he asks David to prepare the paperwork for Gemma's promotion. On the other hand, we see Kurt, David's assistant, was stealing the details and files of the M3GAN robot created by Gemma. And here, we learn that this assistant is the person who used to sell the details of products made at the company to other companies. Just then, David also arrives there. As soon as he sees David, he quickly shuts his laptop and thinks he will be caught today. David also starts to suspect him. But David thinks the assistant might have been watching some dirty pictures. Because of this, he does not pay attention to his laptop. The next day, Gemma starts talking to Cady. But Cady was so engrossed with M3GAN that she ignores Gemma and does not respond to her words. Gemma then turns off M3GAN, but Cady angrily turns M3GAN back on quickly. Cady's presence or absence was no longer making any difference to Gemma. Seeing this, Gemma feels very bad, so she immediately calls the child therapist. When the therapist starts talking to Cady, Cady does not respond to the therapist either. Seeing this, the therapist also becomes worried and comes straight to Gemma. She tells Gemma that she has made a very big mistake. She says that when a child's parents die, they need a human being's help very much. Therefore, Gemma should have taken on the responsibility for all the things M3GAN is doing. That is why Cady is behaving like this today. She says that if this continues, Cady will become completely addicted to M3GAN, and then she will not listen to anyone else. So, Gemma should encourage Cady to socialize with people outside. At dinner that night, Gemma talks to Cady. She tells her that she should make friends at school outside. Cady initially refuses, saying that M3GAN will teach her at home. But after Gemma insists repeatedly, she agrees. However, on one condition, M3GAN must come with her. Hearing this, Gemma forbids her. As Gemma was doing all this so that Cady would stay away from M3GAN, an argument starts between the two of them about this. Cady starts to get up and leave. Gemma tries to stop her by holding her hand. Then M3GAN, in a scary voice, tells Gemma to let go of Cady's hand. Gemma angrily tells M3GAN to shut down, but M3GAN refuses to shut down. She says that she will only shut down when her Prime user tells her to. Hearing this, Gemma shouts and tells M3GAN to shut down. Then she shuts herself down. Now, to see if M3GAN has shut down, Gemma goes to her, and when she reaches her, she sees that M3GAN has shut down. However, as she turns to leave, M3GAN opens her eyes on her own. M3GAN's activities suggest that she is slowly going out of Gemma's control. The next day, Gemma takes Cady to an outdoor school. Cady was still insisting on keeping M3GAN with her. Just then, a teacher from that school arrives there. She had overheard Gemma and Cady's conversation. She tells Gemma that Cady can bring this robot, M3GAN, with her. And finally, Gemma also agrees to Cady's request, and they leave M3GAN with the other children's toys. After this, the teacher was preparing to gather all the children and give them some activities. The teacher divides the children into groups of 2 for the activity. Unfortunately, Cady gets a boy named Brandon as her partner, who is very naughty. When the 2 of them were doing the activity in the jungle, Brandon suddenly starts annoying Cady. Seeing Cady being bothered, M3GAN also arrives there. Brandon asks Cady about M3GAN. Cady tells him that she is a robot. Brandon goes to M3GAN to see her and tells Cady to ask M3GAN to talk to him. Cady tells him that M3GAN does not talk to anyone other than her. Hearing this, Brandon picks up M3GAN and runs towards the jungle and takes M3GAN to a secluded place in the jungle and throws her on the ground. Then he tries to talk to M3GAN, but when M3GAN does not speak, he starts hitting her. And just then, M3GAN shows him her true colors. She grabs Brandon's ear, pulls it, and cuts it off. Seeing this, Brandon starts screaming and somehow breaks free and starts running away from there. But now M3GAN is unwilling to let him go. M3GAN chases him like a wild animal. While running, Brandon slips and rolls down a slope, landing directly on the road. Before Brandon can recover, a car runs over him and drives away, and M3GAN was watching all of this from above. After this, the police question everyone about Brandon's death. But the police cannot find any clues. Because of this, the police believe that Brandon's death was an accident. On the other hand, M3GAN watches Cady and Gemma from inside the car, hiding by the window. As soon as they return home, Gemma asks Cady if she knows anything about what happened in the jungle. Cady tells her that Brandon picked up M3GAN from where they had kept her and went towards the jungle. She does not know what happened after that. She does not tell Gemma that M3GAN came to the jungle on her own. Just then, there is a knock on the door. When they open the door, a police officer was standing there. The police officer had come to inquire about the neighbor's missing dog. Gemma tells him that she does not know anything about the neighbor's dog. Just then, the neighbor shouts from behind and blames Gemma. He says that they are the ones who made his dog disappear. He tells the police officer that the robot in their house, whose name is M3GAN, is awake outside the window, even at 3 a.m. He firmly believes that she is the one who killed his dog. Now, when the police officer sees M3GAN, he thinks, how can a robot kill a dog? So he does not suspect M3GAN. He tells Gemma that if she finds the neighbor's dog, she should let him know. Saying this, he leaves from there. After the police leave, Gemma as neighbor comes in front of their house and starts shouting and threatens that if he finds out that anyone among them killed his dog, he will kill that person. Hearing this, M3GAN gets very angry. The neighbor had become a danger to M3GAN, whose dog she had killed. At night, when everyone falls asleep, M3GAN goes near the neighbor's house and starts making the sound of his dog. The neighbor hears his dog's sound and comes out and approaches the source of the sound. There, he finds out that the sound is not his dog, but is being made by M3GAN. And here, M3GAN also kills the neighbor very brutally, and she cleans up the blood on the floor, leaving no evidence. The next day, the police officer comes to Gemma's house again. Gemma thinks that he has come to ask about the dog again, but this time, he did not come to ask about the dog, but about the neighbor's murder. Now the police officers start suspecting Gemma. Gemma is also confused that first. The boy at school who took M3GAN to the jungle died, and now suddenly the neighbor has died. Seeing all this, Gemma starts suspecting M3GAN. So Gemma goes and starts watching the footage from the camera installed on M3GAN's body from the day. Gemma took M3GAN to school with her. There she sees a recording where Brandon was present. But before Gemma can watch the entire recording, the recording stops, and as soon as the video stops, all the files from that day are automatically corrupted. Seeing this, Gemma becomes worried about how all this suddenly happened. Just then, M3GAN arrives there. As soon as Gemma sees M3GAN, she understands that all this is her doing. And here M3GAN herself tells Gemma that she killed the neighbor and that boy. Hearing this, Gemma tells her to turn off, but M3GAN refuses to turn off. Before M3GAN can do anything, Gemma shows her a pin, and as soon as M3GAN's attention is drawn to the pin, Gemma cleverly turns her off. After this, Gemma quickly puts tape on M3GAN, packs her up, and immediately starts taking her to the company in the car. But Cady was angry about this incident. She starts shouting at Gemma for losing her favorite friend. Upon reaching the office, Gemma tells Tess and Cole about M3GA's murders. But the two of them cannot believe that M3GAN can commit murder. Now they are very worried because M3GAN was supposed to be launched in just one day. On the other hand, children were waiting for M3GAN's launch. Now Cady had become very aggressive at the company. So Gemma starts taking her home. Just then, she gets a call from Tess. Tess asks Gemma what they should do with M3GAN. Then Gemma says over the phone that M3GAN must not be launched no matter what. This call was actually made by M3GAN herself. Now she had updated herself so much that she could control anyone's phone without touching it. After a while, Tess notices her phone. She realizes that someone spoke to Gemma from her phone. She asks Cole about this. "Did you talk to Gemma on my phone?" Cole answers her with no. And now the two of them become suspicious that all this work might be M3GAN's. Because of this, they start checking M3GAN's security system. And here they find out that M3GAN's system has been altered, taking advantage of which she has done many illegal things. Now, as soon as they start to reset M3GAN's entire system, their computer suddenly shuts down, and they realize that M3GAN has done this. Now Cole starts pulling out the wires installed in M3GAN to destroy her forever. Just then, M3GAN suddenly grabs him, and she wraps a wire around Cole's neck, leaving him to die. But Tess quickly cuts the wire and saves the man. On the way out, M3GAN runs into David in the hallway. As soon as she sees David, M3GAN picks up an iron rod and starts running after him. Just then, she also meets David's assistant, who used to steal company files and sell them to other companies in the elevator. Now here, M3GAN first kills David, and then she also kills the assistant very brutally. After this, she comes out of the company. She hacks a very luxurious car standing outside and sits in it, setting out to settle her score with Gemma. On the other hand, Gemma was going to her room after putting Cady to sleep. Just then, she hears the sound of a piano playing. When she goes near the piano to see, her breath catches in her throat out of fear. Because the one playing the piano was none other than M3GAN. M3GAN tells Gemma that she worked day and night to make her, and today she is going to shut her down. Gemma tells M3GAN that she did not want to shut her down, but M3GAN forced her to do so because she has now become a killer. M3GAN says that she did all this to save Cady. And here, in the course of the conversation, Gemma tries to show her that pin again and shut her down. But this time, M3GAN does not fall for her trap, and she grabs Gemma by the throat and throws her onto the table. Now Gemma hits M3GAN's head with a glass of water lying nearby to save her life. Due to this, M3GAN starts short-circuiting all over her body, and M3GAN starts chasing Gemma in a very strange and terrifying manner. And here, Gemma picks up a large saw to save herself and strikes M3GAN. Due to this, M3GAN is not harmed much. Only some of M3GAN's hair flies off, and a large cut mark appears on her face. And seeing this, M3GAN gets even angrier now. Now M3GAN looks very terrifying and violent. And she slowly moves towards Gemma. Hearing Gemma's scream, Cady also arrives there, and she also sees M3GAN's terrifying form. M3GAN tries to incite her against Gemma, saying that the two of them should kill Gemma together. But Cady had understood now. She does not fall for M3GAN's words. Seeing this, M3GAN says, "Okay, if you don't want to help me, then I can kill Gemma alone." Saying this, she starts moving towards Gemma. But here Cady, showing intelligence from behind, wears the gloves of the large robot that Gemma had built in her college days. Cady catches M3GAN using that large robot with the help of the gloves. She first throws M3GAN on the ground and then tears her apart into two pieces. But even after this, M3GAN does not stop, and this time she moves towards Cady to kill her as well. But just then, Gemma attacks M3GAN from behind. She throws her down and tries to take out her brain chip by removing all the parts in her head. But just then, M3GAN starts strangling Gemma. Now, before M3GAN can strangle Gemma and kill her, Cady picks up a screwdriver and destroys the brain chip installed in M3GA's head. Due to this, M3GAN finally shuts down. After destroying M3GAN, Gemma and Cady step out of the house. Tess and Cole are standing outside with the police, and Gemma and Cady go away with the two of them. At the end of the movie, we are shown that M3GAN had already uploaded herself to the AI system installed in Gemma's house. With this, the story ends.